Welcome to The Buzz. In this series, we introduce you to the people, companies, and ideas that are rising to the top as a new global market for cannabis and psychedelic medicine explodes. We're shining a light on the innovative products, achievements, and the leaders bringing it all together. This is The Buzz. Welcome to The Buzz. On this week's episode, we're taking a virtual trip to India to meet Anav Jain. Anav is founder of World of Hemp Global, a commerce platform that aims to connect cannabis product manufacturers to their global market opportunities. Anav's company is also producing their own brand of cannabis therapeutic products, which combine ancient Sanskrit healing formulas with modern technology to produce safe and plant-based medicines. Let's take a look at cannabis culture in India and how this startup company is poised to conquer in the new medicinal cannabis industry. There are over 1.3 billion people in India today, divided over 29 states and speaking 22 recognizable languages. Indian cuisine has become one of the most popular food items around the world, and 70% of all the world's spices come from India. Cannabis also grows wild here. At the age of 25, Anav Jain has put himself in a power seat to take advantage of the medicinal cannabis market that's about to boom. You may be wondering how such a young man has managed to get so far in the cannabis business in a country that size. Well, let's ask.
So basically, I've been having this particular mindset to create things for approximately 7 odd years after I graduated from school. And I've been, I would not say that I was one of the studious people in school, but I was people who would want to understand things, who would want to learn new concepts.
After graduating high school, Anav went on to study law, recognizing that it would be skills that could help him in all of his entrepreneurial ventures. It was during this time, working with a lawyer, that he came across a document that would totally change his path.
I'm not too sure that I would want to practice law per se, but I would wanted to learn that, because law, to be honest, today is one of the fundamentals of anything that you want to do in life. If you are able to understand a legal framework of a practice or a business or a startup or a job or anything for that matter, where like this particular thing is required, this understanding is required. So that's how I was like, okay, fine. If I study law, then that will give me a rational thinking, rational approach of understanding a lot of things in life. And let me study that, and simultaneously I would want to explore myself. So I was doing that, and that's how when I was reading that, when I was doing that particular work with that lawyer, that's how I got connected with this article of medical cannabis and commercial industrial hemp that's been legalized for commercial cultivation. And then my journey started with medical cannabis, and in this formed the company, ventured out in different things, failed, met a lot of people, understood laws in a very systematic manner, then finally chose a path for myself where I'm focusing just on the medicinal side of it, creating best solutions with cannabis, without cannabis, primarily more towards focusing Ayurveda. So there are going to be a lot of products which will not contain cannabis, but they will be Ayurvedic products that we're going to manufacture as well. And they're going to be formulations with cannabis also. It's an Indian crop. Thousands of years back, it went to all over the world. It traveled all over the world. And all the indigenous varieties that we have in India today, which are little more than 200 that's been recorded so far. Obviously, there are more than that. So those varieties are still not available anywhere in the world yet, because they are still in the process of identification. But cannabis is something which belongs to our history, belongs to our culture for thousands of years in a lot of ways, in a lot of traditional ways. Talking about your fibers, which is used to make papers or fabrics, or for the matter, ropes, and all your medicinal, all your cosmetic products. And there are thousands of other products that are manufactured from cannabis. It's been manufactured for cannabis for long.
So according to Anav, basically, weed just grows everywhere in India. In almost every state in India, cannabis grows wild. In particular, it grows the most in the northeast part of the country, in the border with the Himalayas. Hundreds of varieties of wild cannabis, some strains not even known yet. Licensed government agents harvest this cannabis, and then companies with licenses like Anav's can purchase it. The kicker is, there's only 6 licenses given in all of India right now for manufacturing of cannabis products. And Anav and his company, well, they have 3 of those licenses.
So today when we talk about cannabis in India, firstly we'll understand there are 2 systems of medications in India. One is your general allopathy, English system of medicine, and second is your Ayurveda, which is your Indian system of medicine.
Ayurvedic medicines have been being used in India for thousands of years, and they have origins in the same place as yoga in a province called Varanasi. Yoga has obviously swept the world in popularity as a proven wellness method. Perhaps these medicines could do the same. It was from Anav that I learned about Ayurvedic medicine, which is essentially transcribed ancient Sanskrit formulas of medicines that would combine cannabis or parts of the cannabis plant and other herbs and spices and ingredients. So Anav's company is using these ancient formulas, reproducing them with cannabis and modern technology to produce a great product that is showing great benefits to people in India who have been using it. Cannabis legality in India is kind of tricky. It kind of depends on what part of the plant that you're using and for what purpose.
Firstly, the recreational consumption is not allowed at all in India. And when we say in anything apart from medical consumption, it is a cultural consumption. It is the traditions or the religious consumption. So there is no recreational consumption as what we see in the Western market, European, American, or Canadian market. But we have cultural or religious consumption where on specific festivals in India, we use cannabis, which is bhang, the Indian version of cannabis, bhang. We use that in a lot of religious and cultural and festival activities. So that is more towards those cultural segments, not the recreational side.
I had to get clarification on bhang. As far as I knew, that was specifically the cannabis beverage that was consumed in India. It turns out it's actually part of the plant and many other things.
So basically, when you look at the plant, when you talk about every composition of the plant from head to toe, so the bud, the flower, as we call it as flower biomass, that's called ganja in India. The leaves is called bhang. So primarily what we get as a raw material or the biomass from the government is the bhang, that's the leaf. So ganja is primarily not being allowed to be used in your cultural activities or in your medicinal activities. It is somewhat allowed, I would say partially allowed for research purposes. So primarily what's been allowed is for culture and for medicinal side is the leaves of the plant, which we call in India as vijaya or bhang or Indian hemp. So what you make out of bhang, it could be your beverage, which you can infuse in the milk. You can infuse bhang in, you can have bhang by frying it like a snack, ready to eat snack, which is also available in few states in India, few cities in India. So it depends how you want to utilize bhang. You can crush the bhang and make a paste out of it, and you can use it topically as well. So bhang is primarily, it's called the leaves. So leaves you can have in different forms. You can have it in the powder form as well. Bhang sweets, bhang milk, bhang lassi, which is again similar sort of milk only, salty milk you can say, or sweet milk you can say. So it depends how you want to use bhang. So bhang is like an ingredient.
A lot of people are surprised to learn that the rest of the plant contains psychoactive properties as well, not just the bud. Because of this, the only people allowed to manufacture products with cannabis in India are the people with the licenses. And as the holder of half of the country's licenses, Anav has access to over 100 tons of cannabis biomass monthly. That is a lot of potential production.
So like the formulations that we have has to be as per the guidelines of Ayurveda. So once it's as per the guidelines of Ayurveda, your formulations are checked, they are scrutinized. If they are in the approval phase, then it's get approved after the series of testing protocols that's required for the product. Uh, Firstly, I would say that a lot of relation that needs to be built with the community, the companies who are part of this cannabis trade, because everywhere it's a new trade, and people are, or like any country, any company in any country, they are a bit skeptical in terms of how they could build some sort of synergy with certain companies. And anyway, any overseas business, you need a lot of trust, a lot of mediators to make it happen, right? And we need more outreach for people to understand us, what we are doing, what we can do potentially, and what is our strength, and what benefit they can take from us, and what R&Ds or what new products that can be introduced in India as well for our Indian consumption, for medical cannabis or for foods or for textiles. So people need to be very much open to collaborations. And since a lot of the people who are part of this industry are comparatively new, so that means their foundation is also new. So people are doubtful in terms of today they do some collaboration because everybody is new, and tomorrow that collaboration does not work out because the foundation is weak of like the skills or the education or the monetary benefits or the financial aids. So tomorrow, what if the collaboration doesn't work out? Then the entire energy, entire time, and whatever money being invested is zero. So that is also some sort of apprehension that people have, like international investors or international companies.
At the ripe old age of 25, Anav has secured half the licenses to produce cannabis in India. He's also secured over 100 tons a month of available cannabis biomass to work with, and recently, he's gained the ability to ship his products globally. He's looking for a partner, and to me it seems like a no-brainer for someone with experience in this industry. So I asked him what message he wanted to send to a potential partner.
And it's 100% bootstrapped. And today, the structuring that we have made, and I would say the substantial outcomes that we have in the market, we are looking for seed funds. We have prepared ourselves with the documentation. We are speaking to certain investors, and we are looking for more strategic investors, not just the investor having money, but investors who are able to understand our vision, primarily investors from pharmaceutical industry or from cannaceutical industry, which is your cannabis and pharmaceutical. So any investor from cannaceutical pharmaceutical industry, we are more than happy to build some synergies for long-term association where we are able to understand our visions and do a lot of R&Ds together and form best products for the human consumption. We would just say to them that we are open to any sort of collaborations to build any sort of synergies. We are very truthful in what we are doing, and we will be more than open to say that India is a very new market. It is developing, and it is very receptive to the idea of medical cannabis because it belongs to our culture and tradition. And we definitely need support of international companies who have experience because we will learn from their mistakes, and we would want them to come to India, be part of the entrepreneurs who are working in this medical cannabis, and support them, help them, guide them, and take resources over what's available in India as well, because Indian resources can definitely help a lot of people in the international market, and make it a global trade where a lot of things are being manufactured and procured and processed in India and could be shipped to anywhere in the world, because Ayurveda as a concept is Indian phenomena, and it's all over the world today. Yoga is all over the world today. So this could be a very good synergy and opportunity.
And there you have it. A young Indian entrepreneur poised for success. He's put together all the building blocks required to take this company and scale it into a global business. If this sounds like something you think you can take to the next level, reach out to Anav. Check him out online at World of Hemp Global. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go check out our website at www.canmarevents.com. There you can find information on other shows that are going to be hitting the internet soon, as well as a list of our virtual events coming up in 2021. We want to give you the chance to win free tickets to our Global Cannabis Conference coming up in October 2021. All you have to do to enter is drop a comment down below and give this video a like. We're going to select a winner and announce it on the next episode.